In today's show, breaking news. MicroStrategy will issue $400 million in securities to buy more Bitcoin. That's right, the world's largest publicly traded business intelligence firm, MicroStrategy, announced plans to invest the proceeds from a $400 million securities offering into the king of all crypto. And at the current prices, that $400 million would increase the company's holdings by 20,833 BTC, which would bring the firm's total crypto stash to almost 62,000 Bitcoin. And the institutional demand does not stop there. Grayscale just added an additional 3,633 Bitcoin to its books, which now means they have a total of $12.7 billion of assets under management. And as Barry Silbert points out, apparently there's some kind of Bitcoin buying race between MicroStrategy and Grayscale. Game on. You can say that again. Also in today's episode, Macro Guru says the Bitcoin rally is real, meaningful, and massive, and predicts a rise to $300,000 per Bitcoin in the next 18 months. That's right. Real Vision CEO and Bitcoin bull Raoul Pal says the massive wall of institutional money is inevitably going to push the price of the flagship crypto to $300,000 in a year and a half. As he breaks down in this exclusive new interview with Kitco News, he goes on to share, we're going to be somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million within 5 years, and we should be somewhere between $100,000 and $300,000 in the next 12 to 18 months. I'll be breaking down all the highlights from this interview. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin's market cap will flip gold, according to the Winklevoss twins, who recently spoke during a Singapore FinTech Festival on December 7th. The twins noted that their $500,000 prediction is predicted on the assumption that Bitcoin's market cap will increase by 40 times to surpass gold's roughly $9 trillion market cap in the future. We'll be discussing this here in today's show. As Tyler Winklevoss points out, cash is trash. Buy Bitcoin. Touche. And also the legendary Edward Snowden just made some Bitcoin tweets. He wrote, today I learned the dollar has lost 99.93% of its value since 2013 relative to Bitcoin. We'll be discussing this in today's show. And we'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin and all the major altcoins are currently correcting. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. We have a lot of bullishness to dive right into, so let's not waste any time. The world's largest publicly traded business intelligence firm, MicroStrategy, announced plans to invest the proceeds from a $400 million securities offering into the king of all crypto. On December 7th, the firm revealed plans to issue $400 million in convertible senior notes, a debt security that can be converted into the issuing company's shares. The announcement stated the following: MicroStrategy intends to invest the net proceeds from the sale of the notes in Bitcoin, and at the current prices, the $400 million would increase the company's holdings by 20,833 BTC, which would bring the firm's total crypto stash to almost 62,000 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy will pay semi-annual interest to the note holders until December 2025. The firm also reserves the right to redeem the notes for cash from December 20th, 2023. The announcement states that MicroStrategy may also offer up to an additional $60 million worth of notes to its initial purchasers within 13 days of commencing the offering. The securities will be issued under Rule 144 of the Securities Act and will be available to qualified institutional investors only. And in response to MicroStrategy's announcement, Gabor Gurbacs, the CEO of the New York-based investment firm Van Eck, suggested the offering is more indicative of a digital asset fund than a publicly listed company. As you can see in this tweet, Michael Saylor's initial tweet right here, MicroStrategy announces proposed private offering of $400 million of convertible senior notes, and Gabor Gurbacs responded right here on crypto Twitter, at what point does a securities offering that raises dollars with the purpose of investing into Bitcoin make a publicly listed company to be a listed fund/investment company? And just in case you've been living under a rock, MicroStrategy made waves in the crypto world during August when the firm revealed it had adopted Bitcoin as its primary reserve asset after purchasing 21,454 BTC for $250,000. It then purchased a further Saylor 16,796 BTC for $175 million the following month. The purchases were made through Coinbase's over-the-counter and brokerage platform. And just a few days ago, on December 5th, MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor announced the firm had purchased a further 2,574 Bitcoin, priced at approximately $19,427 each for $50 million, bringing its total crypto holdings up to roughly 40,824 BTC. Can you say holy moly? So at the current market value, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin stash is worth nearly $784 million, meaning the firm is currently up 65% on its $475 million investment. Not too shabby, right? Now there's more institutional demand. There seems to be a race between Barry Silbert of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. Check this out. Grayscale added 3,633 Bitcoin to its books, which is obviously an insane level of stacking, which continues. As you can see in this update from Grayscale, it shows total assets under management, $12.7 billion. That's right. And as Barry Silbert points out himself, apparently there's some kind of Bitcoin buying race between MicroStrategy and Grayscale. Game on. Let the fun and Bitcoin hodling games begin. So who do you feel will win between the two? I'll tell you who the real winners are going to be. It's going to be the Bitcoin hodlers. So hodl. And before I break down our next story of the day, Macro Guru says Bitcoin rally is real, meaningful, and massive, and predicts a rise to $300,000 per BTC in the next 18 months. And before I break this down, let's first take a look at the overall crypto market. We've been trading inside a symmetrical triangle, so a breakout was anticipated, and it looks like we broke out to the downside, unfortunately. But the good news, we're still at about 18,800, only down less than 2% for the day, which is not too shabby at all, especially considering we've seen corrections back in 2017 consistently between 30 and 40%. So this is nothing, and it looks like we're staying strong. It is what it is, but let's not forget there's a CME futures gap open at about that $17,000 mark. We have Ethereum down 3.4%, trading at $575. We have XRP down 3.5%, trading at 59 cents. We have Chainlink down 4.5%, trading at $12.63. We have Miss Litecoin in the blood red down 5.5%, trading just above $80. We have Cardano down 5%, trading at 14.6 cents. So as you can see, not just Bitcoin, but all the major altcoins are currently in the red and correcting. And now let's break down our next story of the day, shall we? The Real Vision CEO and Bitcoin bull, Raoul Pal, says the massive wall of institutional money is inevitably going to push the price of the flagship crypto to $300,000 in a year and a half. Let me know your thoughts on this bullish price prediction. I also like to point out that recently a Citibank analyst also came out predicting a $318,000 Bitcoin price by December of next year. In this interview on Kitco News, Pal says that institutional investors are waiting in the wings to get access to Bitcoin, which is now a globally recognized brand and a ridiculously well-performing asset. He goes on to share, yesterday alone, I was speaking to the founder of one of the largest investment firms in America. Investment advisors alone have $5 trillion in assets, and he's trying to get all of his advisors and advise all the others as soon as the ETF is launched to get up to 1% of assets. I mean, that's $500 billion from the investment advisors alone. However, Powell noted that not all big financial institutions are eager to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon. The BTC advocate expects that banks will be among the last to adopt the leading cryptocurrency. He goes on to share, we've all seen these phases, these things where we're not going to use this. This is rubbish. Why do we need this? I've got a fax machine. Why do I need email? Then suddenly, what's a fax machine? Look at all these .coms at their mania. Next minute, it's normal. It's a part of life. And Amazon's a $1 trillion company. The world goes through these phases, and the more conservative people, the less risk takers, tend to be later to the party. So I think the banks are late here because they're going to get disrupted somewhat. That's right, Bitcoin will disrupt the entire financial market and industries. And according to Powell, every single indicator and metric he used for forecasting Bitcoin points to a mega bullish rally in the next year or so. And he goes on to share, I use a number of measures. I use technical analysis, logarithmic charts. I use stock to flow ratio. I use a whole number of different yardsticks. They all basically come to the same thing. They basically come to, we're going to be somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million within 5 years, and we should be somewhere between $100,000 and $300,000 in the next 12 to 18 months. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Raoul Pal's bullish price prediction. I'm also going to include this exclusive interview between Powell and Kitco News in the show notes below the video in the description for you to reference and check it out for yourself. All right, and before I break down our next story of the day, Bitcoin's market cap will flip gold according to the Winklevoss twins and bring the Bitcoin price to $500,000 plus. But let's first take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $555 billion with $125 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance barely back on the climb at 62.8%. And now checking out the top gainers of the day, virtually nothing, only stable coins. That's because everything is currently in the red. So let's go right to the biggest losers. We have Ocean Protocol down 7%, trading at 40 cents. Kusama down 4.5%, trading just below 50 bucks. We have QTUM down about 5.5%, trading at $2.50. OMG Network down 4%, trading at $3.42. And Status down 6.4%, trading at 3.3 cents. Now, out of this list of the biggest gainers, which are virtually only stable coins, and the biggest losers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the Binance margins, we can see the bears are back in control, leading with 52.3% shorts versus 47.7% longs. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 95 in extreme greed. And it's important to point out 95 is the highest I've ever seen this in the previous years. Yesterday was a 94, last week a 95, and last month an 82, all of which is within extreme greed. So pay close attention right here. If you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. This can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that frickin' dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, like we're witnessing right now in the market, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's check out these tweets from the legendary Edward Snowden, who recently tweeted, "Today I learned the dollar has lost 99.93% of its value since 2013 relative to Bitcoin." And this was in response to his tweet where he wrote, "I thought I knew how bad times have gotten, but then my wife told me they took the McChicken off the dollar menu." Hilarious, right? And check this out. G.E. Anderson responded, "In my timeline, your tweet was sponsored by McDonald's. How much did they pay you?" And McDonald's responded, "If you like that, the McRib is back. You should like this. McRib is back tweet." Hilarious, right? And he also tweeted yesterday, Bitcoin was $5,000. He was referring to a memory back from March 13th when he tweeted, "This is the first time in a while I felt like buying Bitcoin. That drop was too much panic and too little reason." Touche. Now check this out. This was my response. Damn straight. Still a great time to build a Bitcoin position and keep stacking those sats. Bitcoin is the best store of wealth in existence and can effortlessly 5 to 10x in the next 12 months. And even more importantly, for the freedom and self-sovereignty it represents. And of course, Pompliano reached out and he wrote, "DM'd you. Let's get you on the podcast to talk Bitcoin." I'll tell you this, I'm looking forward to that interview. That's for sure. And much respect to Edward Snowden, because every time he tweets, the world is watching. So keep talking about Bitcoin, please. I appreciate and much respect to Edward Snowden. Trump, let's pardon him before you leave office. Let's make this happen. Smash that like button and drop me a comment right down below if you agree. All right, and before I break down our final story of the day and we discuss Bitcoin's market cap flipping on gold and being worth over $500,000 per BTC, first I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 625 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. I also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to receive daily crypto news alerts. Also, you can find us on Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, as well as Apple's iTunes and all the major podcasting platforms. You can also follow me on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram Telegram chat that is 100% uncensored. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day, shall we? Speaking during a Singapore FinTech Festival on December 7th, pioneering Bitcoin investors Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss reaffirmed previous forecasts that the Bitcoin price will eventually exceed prices of $500,000 per Bitcoin. The twins noted that their $500,000 prediction is predicted on the assumption that Bitcoin's market cap will increase by 40 times to surpass gold's roughly $9 trillion market cap in the future. Cameron pointed to the tremendous amount of money printing going on in debt and fiat regimes and concerns surrounding inflation as driving up demand for hard assets like gold and Bitcoin. Cameron states that Bitcoin offers significant advantages over gold as a monetary commodity, such as its ease of transfer and immunity to external forces influencing the rate of its production. And despite their bullish outlook, the twins noted that the crypto sector has seen starkly uneven geographical advancement with a lack of regulatory clarity, hindering the growth of business and services around the technology in many emerging economies. However, they noted the technology's promise of banking the world's unbanked, noting plan to expand their exchange Gemini into emerging regions. And I'm curious how many of you have used their Gemini exchange. Let me know in the comments right down below. The pair advocated that lawmakers utilize regulatory sandboxes to reduce the barriers faced by startups working with crypto, warning that heavy-handed regulatory requirements could stifle innovation. Cameron stated the following: Apple started in a garage in Silicon Valley. I think Facebook started in a dorm room. You have to be careful that overhead is not so large that a lot of people can't innovate in this space. Tyler also dismissed the crypto community's provocative rhetoric regarding Bitcoin's potential to render the legacy sector obsolete. He goes on to share the following: if people want to buy Bitcoin, their value right is usually not in crypto because crypto is new. So you have to build a bridge between bands and this new world of crypto, and you need banks to do that. And despite Bitcoin's tremendous year, Cameron predicts the sector is still just beginning, and Tyler urged people to educate themselves regarding Bitcoin, stating, pay attention to Bitcoin and crypto and educate yourself because this is the greatest money and technological revolution since the internet itself. It's not a fad, it's here to stay, and it will transform money, the internet, and so much of the world around you, and it's just starting. Touche. And as he points out right here, cash is trash, buy Bitcoin. Hey, it is what it is. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you right here in today's show. MicroStrategy will issue another $400 million in securities to buy more Bitcoin. As pointed out right here, they are doubling down and acquiring so much Bitcoin that it's got everyone's attention in this space right now. So shout out to Michael Saylor. And as Mark Rex points out, Grayscale also added 3,633 Bitcoin to its books, which just means more massive institutional demand. And as Barry Silbert points out himself, apparently there's some kind of Bitcoin buying race between MicroStrategy and Grayscale. Game on. And all I'm saying is hodlers are going to be the big winners. If you're mad they're buying up so much Bitcoin, stop selling yours because Bitcoin will ultimately go to the stronger hands. Also in today's show, as I pointed out, Macro Guru says Bitcoin rally is real, meaningful, and thanks to the massive institutional demand, he predicts the rise of Bitcoin to $300,000 in the next 18 months. Also in today's show, I shared that Bitcoin's market cap will flip gold according to the Winklevoss twins, which will put the Bitcoin price above $500,000. And as Tyler Winklevoss points out, cash is trash. Buy Bitcoin. Touche. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Do you think we'll revisit that $17,000 mark, closing that CME futures gap, or will climb right on up to 20,000, surpassing the all-time high? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right. And turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description and register for this free system. You'll be glad you did, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Deuces.